We're all on different journeys. But I'm saying who gets access to me and my time and my energy is not coming with crazy, is not coming with chaos, is not coming with mayhem. If you're thinking about moving abroad, this is a very important conversation because so many people talk about building community, finding community, being in community abroad. But what if you and your personality and your version of community and connection is a little bit different? I'm a social introvert, so making new friends, being in new communities can feel a little bit clunky despite my best efforts and good intentions. These are the strategies that I am implementing to make friends and build community in Bangkok, Thailand. I have lived and traveled in over 26 countries, and at this point in my life, at this big age, I realize I have to have very intentional strategies about how I'm curating and cultivating relationships with people so that I actually enjoy them, because I love people, but you never know who you're meeting out and about in the wild in the world. Hi, my name is Elle. I'm also known as the Empress of Ease, and I am the #1 coach in the world for ambitious, high-achieving, but exhausted women who want sweeter, softer, more ease-filled lives. I'm the creator of the House of Ease and School of the Well-Rested, and I currently live in Bangkok, Thailand. Something that I have found very useful is to go to events that you're genuinely curious about and interested in. So since I've been here, I have gone to the Miss Universe pageant, went to Thailand Fashion Week, I went to the Southeast Asia Games and watched Thailand play Timor-Leste in men's soccer. I'm going to events that I'm genuinely curious about and interested in. I like fashion, I like pageants, I like delicious food. I am not necessarily an athlete or sports person, but I love seeing really great teams compete against each other. And so I went to the Southeast Asia Games. So that's the step one, is to go to events, activities, things that you're actually interested in. The step two of those is to talk to people. As I said, I am an introvert, but I'm a social introvert. I have no qualms about talking to strangers. I do not have an iota of stranger danger. I am going to talk to people if I want to talk to people. And generally, when I'm outside, out and about doing things that I enjoy, I'm okay talking to strangers, making friends with people. So for example, at the Miss Universe pageant, I was in line getting coffee. I hadn't eaten all day. And in front of me was a small group of 4 folks that, from their accents, I was guessing that they were British. I started making light conversation with them. And then one of them, Duncan, who is from the channel Destinations with Dunks, we kept passing each other at the pageant. We just kept running into each other. Duncan is from Wales. We exchanged information and we hung out multiple times before he left Thailand for Vietnam. We'll probably see each other again somewhere else out and about in the world. Between the Miss Universe pageant and Thailand Fashion Week, Duncan and I met for dinner, realized that we were both going to Thailand Fashion Week, and then scheduled to have a drink before Thailand Fashion Week, and then ended up going to Thailand Fashion Week together. At Thailand Fashion Week, I met someone named Simona, who is from the United States, lives in Bangkok, and we ended up making plans and have already had brunch and are going to see each other again. So these are things that we are already having in common. And I know it might seem obvious, but when you're in a new country with new culture, with a language you don't speak and people you don't know, it's important to go to things that you are genuinely interested in. This actually may be a way that you decide what country or city you want to go to. Do they have activities and things that you're genuinely interested in? And when you go there, talk to people, make friends, say hi, chit chat, see if you want to hang out with that person again, and then make plans and hang out with them again. In a lot of places in the world, there are expat groups, expat communities that aren't specific to a nation or a culture or people, but just expats in general. Pop in, see if they're doing things or talking about things that you are interested in. If you are a Black person, you might find Black expat groups. So this year in Bangkok, I went to 2 Thanksgiving dinners by 2 different Black expat groups. Thanksgiving and Christmas have my favorite soul food meals. And so I was so happy to be amongst these folks. But there is a danger, there is a caution if you're only spending time with Americans or you're only spending time with people of your race or ethnic group. That may be the only thing that you have in common with them. This is why I started with going to events that you're interested in, where you actually are genuinely interested in. Because for me, it gets old just talking to folks about America or being Black or being American. I'm like, but what else is going on? Who else are you? What else are you doing here? Like, what are your other interests? Now, I love food. I love delicious food. I love to eat. So if someone loves delicious food, that may also be something something that we have in common. But I have found that a lot of Americans aren't adventurous with food. They just want to eat American food out of the country, which to me is so categorically boring. So even if we are expats and we're Black and we're American and we meet at a Black expat American event, if your world only consists of other Black expats or people of the local place that you're sleeping with, and you want to eat the same thing that you would eat at home, you and I probably don't have a ton in common. I want to go hang out with locals. I want to go eat local food. I want to go do things that locals do. I don't want to be in a little bubble. And so it is about giving yourself a chance to put yourself in environments where you have something that you're excited about, that you're passionate about, that you could talk about, and then sharing those things with other people who are interested in that, who may not be from the same country as you, who may not be the same race or ethnicity as you, who may not be the same age or have the same kind of life experience as you, but you have other things in common. I'm going to start going to meetup group gatherings, other Facebook group gatherings that are really specific. I'm going to be going to women's entrepreneurs events. I'm going to go to different spiritual gatherings. I'm going to go to different things that I'm genuinely and already interested in and see what people are doing, who the people are, what they are interested in and excited about. So there's not this pressure to constantly do and go and be out, because although I am social, I'm also very much an introvert. So I would rather have a few high quality connections where we are eating delicious food or going vintage shopping or having a good time and a kiki over a cocktail. I would rather do that than be in the mass group of like everyone's doing the same thing because we're all Black Americans. That is boring to me. As much as I love being Black Americans and I love Black American people, I don't want to only be in a bubble of expat Black Americans if I'm out and about in the country. There's so many different kinds of people to meet and make friends with. There are so many ways to make genuine ease-filled relationships, because you want to also have high standards and healthy boundaries for who gets access to you. So I find that as I'm having new conversations with people, as I'm making new friends, my filter is even more fine-tuned than it is when I'm home and I have a support system and community already kind of baked in when I'm back in the States. No, when I'm out and about in the world, I'm like listening to, what are they talking about? What is the quality of their relationship? Is this someone that I actually have things in common with? Is this someone whose energy I actually enjoy? Do I want to spend time with them? Or am I just here because we speak the same language and we have something potentially in common? Those are the kinds of things that you need to start filtering for. Otherwise, you'll land in default relationships that aren't actually fulfilling, aren't actually connecting. You just are from the same place and you have the same ethnicity, which if that's your thing, no tea, no shade, no pink lemonade, I'm not mad at it. But that's not my thing. I would rather have a United Nations of community and friendships abroad that I actually have genuine connections with than people who we just have our race and nationality in common. Go places that you're interested, talk to people, make friends. This week, I'm going to have dinner with someone I met at one of the Black expat Thanksgiving dinners. We're going to have dinner this week, and I'm excited about it. I'm excited to eat. I'm excited to get to know her better. I'm excited to hang out. The other thing is watch how people move, because some people leave the country to reinvent themselves, to be different abroad, to be the person they always dreamed or imagined that they would be. But if you have good discernment, or you are developing good discernment, and you can start listening and pay attention to what people are saying, you'll notice who the social climbers are. You'll notice who the users are. You notice who the flaky people are. And I don't do any of that. Flaky people, users, social climbers don't get access to me. Those aren't things that I value in relationships or tolerate, especially if you're a perfect stranger. I don't owe you nothing. We don't got no family ties. We don't got no relationship history. I don't do flaky people. I don't do people who don't do what they say they're going to do in any shape, form, or fashion. I don't do people who come with a lot of chaos, who say, oh, my life is so crazy right now. I don't do people who are always complaining. I don't do people who always have a problem to be solved. Because the thing is, people who are dramatic are dramatic. People who live in chaos live in chaos. People who are inconsistent are inconsistent. It doesn't matter if they're in Bangkok or Beirut or Bangladesh. It doesn't matter. They're going to be flaky. So you have to hold your own center, your own core to decide who gets access to you and who doesn't. because some people are just happy to be around an expat who knows their culture and knows their language, and they have no standards, and then they end up in chaotic and crazy situations when you need to start peeping the game from the start. Peep game. Peep game. Don't get caught up in the rapture or the mix. When you are abroad, you will start to be able to pick up on that very quickly. You'll start to be like, last time we talked, there was chaos. Last time we talked, there was a problem. Last time we talked, there was a complaining. You're not just enjoying your life. And everybody has a different journey, right? I'm not saying that everybody here is in the same journey. On my journey, we're all on different journeys. But I'm saying who gets access to me and my time and my energy is not coming with crazy. Is not coming with chaos, is not coming with mayhem, is coming with also with the energy of joy and ease and fulfillment, is actually already enjoying their life here, because that's what I want in my life. Those are qualities I value in my friendships and my relationships, are people who are enjoying their life because I'm enjoying my life. And you'll find that some people need high standards abroad in their friendships because they're just happy to have company. But I'm happy with my own company. I have a very rich internal life. I have a very rich personal world. So I don't need someone just to take up space in my life. And if you find that you keep trying to fill spaces with people so that you're not alone, that is very dangerous. And I would encourage you to start practicing getting more comfortable being alone, going out on dates by yourself, taking yourself out, getting more comfortable with yourself alone so that you don't fill the gap with people who are just space holders because you share the same language or you are from the same country. And this is for platonic and romantic relationships. This is for any kind of relationship. Decide what the qualities are of people that you value so that you can really be more discerning with who gets access to you and who doesn't. If you're thinking about moving abroad, but you're not sure where that money is coming from, I have a workshop coming up on December 21st, 2025 called The Money Machine, where I walk you through step by step my proprietary process for how to create money from a place of ease instead of exhaustion so that you can create a $100 an hour Ask Me Anything call based on your unique skills, life experience, and expertise. You don't have to get another certification, another degree, another accomplishment or accolade, because there is somebody out there in the world right now who wants exactly what you have to offer. They just don't know you exist yet. So in the Money Machine workshop, I will walk you through creating a one-on-one, 1 hour Ask Me Anything call where you will get paid $100 an hour. You will also learn how to market it without a big social media following or email list, so people will pay you for your expertise from a place of ease. Check out the link in the description below. If this is after December 21st, don't you fret, my pet. The recording is available so you can still watch it down here below. I will probably do a follow-up video once I start going to more activities, more meetup groups. And the thing about Bangkok is there's always something fun going on. There's always some social event. There's always multiple things going on to plug into, which I'm excited about. Check out this video right here about how I am living my best life in Bangkok and how you can apply this to yourself as well. I think you will thoroughly enjoy it, and I will see you there. Bye for now.